Hi, David. How are you?
Hi, Carissa. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thanks. So, most people know you from your courtroom and action heavy roles. What is it about Revival that appealed to you?
Uh, well, I've never really delved into this genre, the whole sci-fi world. Though I was a fan, and certainly in my younger years, I read sci-fi. I read a lot of sci-fi. The script, I read the script and I thought it was a terrific script, and I loved the character immediately. And after that, I was in.
I was surprised looking at your resume and seeing that you really haven't done any genre work. Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
You've done so much.
Yeah, I've never done a horror movie. Well, I think I maybe did one movie, but it wasn't. I guess it was just on the edge of horror genre. But no, I haven't. I haven't done. And these two guys, Aaron and Luke, are horror guys. And I told them, I'm like, thanks. I've never done a horror movie. Let's do something. I don't know why. I just have always played where they'd let me, and so it was fun to be allowed to come into this world. You
You
know,
know, and
it's.
Wayne feels like he's the anchor of the family, and the family's kind of spiraling after this revival event. And I'm
Mhm.
wondering, how did you approach playing a father in crisis when the rules of life and death have changed?
Yeah, he is the anchor of the family, but he's an anchor that's dragging, certainly when this story comes in and the ship is being pushed towards the shore or the rocky coast. And I have two kids of my own. So that was relatable. One's a girl and one's a boy, but 10 years apart, so there was the divide, very similar. I worked for my father in my youth, and I remembered how frustrated he would get with things that I would do. Like I'd crack the car up, or the company car, or it was fun. So it was fun to sort of play the opposite of that. So I had a lot of stuff that I could really relate to, and I've certainly had chaos in my life, in my real life. And the fun thing about what we get to do is we get to put ourselves in environments and in worlds where we would never be. So that's the fun part of being an actor. And I mean, you just try to play it, this is what I do. I look for the truth in me, and I look for the characteristics or the sides of myself that are similar to the character, and that's what I work from.
So whenever you were doing those fatherly moments,
Mm.
did you feel like you were channeling your dad at any point?
Absolutely. I was channeling him in the frustration scenes with Dana. I mean, my old man, and God, and in my own frustration as a father with my son, because my son is a little more immediate. He's 10 years the junior of my daughter, so, and he's still in college. So there's still some there's still some frustrating moments. Easy to relate to.
There's like this quiet perception that Wayne has where he looks at things and he sees them before anybody even has a chance to respond. Like the handshake between Dana and Ibrahim whenever
Mm.
they
Right.
held it just a second too long, and his face, Wayne's just like, okay, what's going on?
Yeah.
He sees everything. What is it like being able to play that kind of omnipresent father figure? And how often is it you get to do
Great.
that in real life?
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't it be great to always be that observing? And I listen, it was great. That's part of the depth of this piece. It is not a one or two dimensional piece. There's so many levels that get to be played in this, and so it's really fun to have that kind of depth. And I think that's certainly as a cop, the police are observant. Ideally, the best ones observe everything. And if you've ever, as I'm sure you have, I mean, maybe not a lot, but even when you meet somebody who's a cop at a party, they're always looking at you a little odd. You're like, what they look a little deeper at everything, police. I mean, we did an exercise when I was in theater school where you would walk into a room, and you'd be in there, you were allowed to be in there 20 seconds or something, and then you walked out, and then you had to write down all the things that you took in that were going on in that room. And it was something that apparently we were told at the time, certainly detectives do. It's something that they work on. They try to take in all these little nuanced little things. So, as far as character goes, that's certainly true to form, I would think. But yeah, amazing that he's able to notice that amidst the crash of breaking worlds, with
That's
the
what's so great about it, though.
yeah, that was great. It was fun. Conflict is so interesting, and there's no end to conflict in this piece, right? In interior and exterior. I mean, familial and just in the world, in the town, and all these wacky characters and the madness that keeps unfolding and growing and twisting and turning. It was a fun piece,
And
fun
I
to watch.
think that's what genre fair does really well is it allows you to have these really personal moments, but then these really bizarre, wacko moments. How did you navigate between the two, and which one did you have more fun with?
I always love playing emotional reality and being true to that moment. I've something that I'm sort of I'm a guy who wears his heart on his sleeve. What you see is what you get with me, and so I'm pretty emotionally available most often. So that's a familiar place for me to work from. And I guess I enjoy working from it because it's easier. I don't know. It's also I love playing the fish out of water. I love playing the guy who's just besot with things that are completely out of his control. Um, because there's a lot of opportunity for comedy in that, I think. And I don't know, it's fun to play. It's fun to put myself in that situation, and when it's not real. It's certainly not fun when it's real, you know.
Right. If revival days tomorrow will pass.
Yes, right. And it's also sort of the metaphor. I mean, when you look at it, you go, man, it's a crazy world we're in right now, and stuff is coming at us like at a million miles an hour. Look at AI and all of that madness that's happening. You just go, good God. So it's sort of this is revival can also be a bit of a metaphor for where we are presently, where there's
So
certainly zombies on the streets with all the drugs and
you're
yeah,
right.
yeah.
You're right. Well, thank you so much. I think people are really going to enjoy your part in this.
Oh, great.
You
Thank you
did
very
great.
much. Thank you, Carissa.
Have a great day, James.
You
David.
too.
David
Bye.
James.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.